So welcome to this super special day where we are at the Vrads Sande Heartfulness Meditation Center. And what a day it is. Happy birthday to someone special. I'm also meeting someone special. We have the Danish diplomat and heartfulness trainer Martin Mikkelsen with us today. He's coming in a bit. He just came home from a post in Japan to Denmark, and he had a very special connection to Chariji. He's right in there, and he's going to come and join us now as we celebrate this super special day at a very special place. Hi.
Hi.
Special times that we have to greet like this. So this is a very special day.
Yeah, it's the birthday of one of our head guides in this meditation system, and his name was Padasati Ratchakopalachai, and that's a very confusing long name, so that's why we used to call him Chai.
Yes.
And if you are then in India, you call Chariji because it's a kind of a reverence. I mean, it's a polite way of saying a name.
The G, the suffix.
Yeah.
Should we go out here to a very, very special location?
Yeah, especially.
The favorite.
Yeah, it's a very, very beautiful ashram we have here in Denmark, in the area of Silkeborg. Which is one very unusual place of Denmark that you will see now, because normally Denmark is famous for being completely flat. And this place, as you will see in 2 seconds, is everything but flat. It looks actually like you're somewhere in Sweden, where it's more hilly and things like that. But in this place we managed to get as a location for our meditation center, and as you can see, it's one of the most favorite places, and down here you will see that's one place that we will go a little later, that it's our meditation hall.
Yes.
Yeah. So you want me to?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Okay.
So when was the first time that you met Chariji?
It's 28 years ago. I came here. I was introduced in Copenhagen, where we also have an ashram. But one of my friends were doing this meditation system, and I thought, wow, I should try that. And I tried it, and I was very surprised how efficient it was. I mean, I had never expected something like this. And then 1 month after, our head trainer and guide came to this place. And then I came over here. So this was the first time that I met him, was in this place.
1992?
Yeah. And
so right after the place.
Yeah, exactly.
It came to belong to.
And then there was a big seminar. People from all over the world, all kind of jobs, profession, backgrounds, they came here. And then I met him here. And what struck me a lot was that he was just in the beginning, he was very ordinary. He was dressed like us. He had cowboy jeans on and a polo shirt, and and what I liked about him is he was extremely funny. I mean, I had my best laughs in my life. I've been with him. I mean, it's amazing humor. And then of course the meditation session that he was giving was like, I'm like an economist of professional education, and I have never ever thought that this kind of meditation system and meditation practice could be so powerful. I was so surprised.
So it was something else than dealing with numbers?
Yeah, it was like normally you think 2 and 2 is 4, but now 2 and 2 was 260. I mean, it was.
How was that?
And that was the interesting thing, because when we do this kind of meditation, there's nothing being said or something like that. But after the sitting, I was like, I could feel that something amazing had happened, and I could feel that there was no doubt about that. And that's why I continued. I have been doing it for 28 years now, so it's a long time. And this place here, I have so many memories of this place, and every location here somehow speaks to me, and it's like my good fortune that I came to find a trainer who could really show me some other aspects of life. As a diplomat, you experience many things, but in a spiritual practice, I mean, you experience so much more than that, and that makes life super, super interesting. So
when we sit here, as you describe what this place means to you?
It is like, this is for me one of the most peaceful areas of Denmark. It doesn't look like Denmark at all. I mean, Denmark is flat, so this is very hilly. This whole area of Denmark is also a place where a lot of spiritual organization actually by chance came together.
By chance?
Yeah. And the interesting thing is that once we talked with him about it, and I said that what is so special about this place, he says that there's in this meditation system, there's many ashrams, meaning places where you only come to meditate and do retreat and things like that. But there's only 3 ashrams in the world where he says that this divine energy is just pouring down by itself without him having to pull it. And this ashram is one of the 3 ashrams. So that's why people who come here often, I've heard them say, oh, I feel there's just like a hole to the sky. And I always tell them there's a reason that you have this feeling, because actually it's true. It is just pouring down all the time.
So let's imagine that this is someone who never tried. We experienced this. So for someone from the outside, this might seem like, oh, what is it, witchcraft?
And
what
that's also what I
about?
thought, because I was, an economist.
Yes.
So how could I explain that these meditation, this whole atmosphere, this energy that I could feel enter my body? I mean, there was no doubt about it. And afterwards, I felt so blissful and wonderful, and a lot of the things that I was kind of struggling with in life just disappeared like that. So I thought, okay, there's definitely something happening here.
So not only because of the master.
No, it's also the practice and the place itself.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, my mother, mothers, you can never cheat. It's not possible. My mother, after a few months, she told me, are you doing something? Because I feel you're changing, and I can feel that some of the things that you wanted to get rid of, I mean, it's gone. Are you doing something like that?
Yeah.
And then I explained to her that I was meditating. For example, I was always one, when I used to go out with my friends, I always want to go home the latest, because I was afraid to miss out on something.
Yeah. Oh.
Then I started suddenly being one of the ones who went home earliest.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the weekends, my friends phone me, let's go out. No, I want to stay home. And my mother was like, wow, you stayed home and saw a movie with me. And I mean, this kind of change she recognized.
And that came from the inside?
That came from inside, because all of the kind of fears of being afraid of losing out on something was gone.
And what about drinking or eating habits? Did anything change naturally like that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, after some time of doing this, I think it was after a year or something, I realized, but I mean, I didn't need to drink to have fun, which was an interesting thing, because I was actually the one having most fun, even though I didn't drink a lot. So all my friends used to tell me, please stay away from me, because you're stealing my intoxication, like. So I just realized, because people, they drink to be more relaxed with others, and suddenly I didn't need that. I had that already. I was relaxed without having to do something to be this natural relaxed. And so like that, slowly, things changed in my life, and as I said, my mother was the first one realizing it. So, I mean, what you need to do is, if you're interested in spiritual development, you need to find a system and a trainer where something actually is happening, because you can go to many things, but you need to use your intuition to say, is it actually, do I feel something? Do I change as a person? Because to change as a person is some of the most difficult things, because how many times, in Danish we call it nytårsforsæt, I don't know what you call it in English, but you promise yourself New Year's Eve, now I will stop doing this and that. And people do it each New Year Eve, and they continue doing the same thing. So everybody knows how difficult it is to change things. And that's why when you meet a teacher of caliber, and he gives you training, and he guides you and things like that, if you start changing as a person, okay, here's really a worthy teacher. And Chariji was definitely a worthy teacher. And I mean, it's one of the most amazing persons I ever met in my life. And as I said, one of the most funny one. I mean, I have never laughed so much in my life as I had with him.
Let's take a short moment of silence and return to and just stop here for a second.
And the views, I mean.
And let silence speak. So as we were standing there here,
Yeah.
could you feel him? It's his birthday today.
Yeah, I always feel his presence. I mean, it's a funny thing, as I said, as an economist, you have never been taught things about that and things like that. But suddenly you become much more sensitive. So you also feel when you're in a place that you like, or you go in a restaurant and you feel there's a bad atmosphere here. I mean, you can feel it and you start trusting your intuition. So that's why also here, I feel his presence very, very strong. Very strong. I mean, I have always felt it like that.
Yes.
And especially in the meditation place, you could feel. And that's something that, of course, people, when you are new and you have never tried something like that, it's difficult to believe in this thing. But the interesting thing is, when you get this experience of this presence, it is amazing. For example, the Danish philosopher Kierkegaard also had this experience in Hornbæk, I think it was, where he suddenly felt some presence. So like that, many people have felt it also, but they're thinking maybe it's me, it feels strange. But my advice is always, you should trust when you feel something like that.
So trust your intuition.
Yeah, trust intuition, and also this, that you can feel the presence of others. It can be dead family members also, your dead mother or father or whatever. You can feel, and also living people's presence you can also feel. And this is something I always say to people, you should actually not believe what I'm saying. You should try it out yourself, because when you try it yourself, and I've seen people afterwards have experience like that, and they said, now I understand what you told about that time, because you have your own experience. And that's the beauty of heartfulness, is that it's a do and feel system. You get to feel things yourself instead of thinking, wow, is he able to feel this? It's much more interesting if you get to feel it yourself, and that's why this is wonderful. And a lot of things have happened in especially that building.
Let's go to
the meditation hall,
the place where a lot of people have had
experience like that. Interesting thing about this place, it used to be old stables for horses in this place.
Yes.
So in the beginning, when we were meditating there, we could feel this. You could feel the presence of horses actually, because you could smell it. But then of course we changed it, put new wood in and things like that. But it's a meditation hall where they've been giving thousands of sittings, and
Which
that's
is
why
the same as meditation-ish, just with someone who's sitting.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody's conducting the sitting. So when and here, for example, we used to have big tents outside this who go all the way back.
All the way here to here.
All the way back here. We open the windows, and in this way they have set so many, we have been in the meditation here, over 2,000 people. And when 2,000 people meditate together, it has an enormous effect on people. And people can actually feel that. Even new ones are surprised that it has this effect. And that's the beautiful thing, is that you should try it. Instead of just saying, okay, maybe it's not true, why don't you try it and see if something happens? Yes. And that I did. And as I said, as an economist, I was really surprised that these kind of things happen. I mean, so I was one of the first diplomats in the Danish Foreign Service, I think, who's very much engaged in spiritual practices. And it's known in the Foreign Service that I'm doing this. And I have also given some sessions inside in the Foreign Ministry, because now it is recognized that meditation is good to relieve stress and things like that. So a lot of workplaces are doing it, including my job.
Very nice to get it spread out like this, because let's make it a normal thing, so that everyone can get this. As we go in here, usually this is a place where we don't speak so much. We're going to make an exception, but we're trying to keep a little. But also another thing is, it's like even though no one is sitting in the chair, you feel a certain kind of...
you feel, if you're sensitive, when you go in this place, you definitely feel something. This is like that, because this is what goes on in this place. It's a lot of meditation. So... This is to keep the heat inside in winter, actually.
Let's turn on the lights.
Yeah. So in the winter, you need to keep this heat inside. So that's why we have this, to keep the heat inside. So you can come inside, you can see. And you can still maybe a little smell horses. Just a slight.
Very slight.
Yeah.
Very slight. Though.
So this place we meditate, and now of course because of the COVID, we have not been able to do so. But before the COVID, we used to meditate here, and then whoever gives the meditation is sitting in that chair over here.
So let's just sit.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah.
Let's leave silence to speak and feel ourselves. The vibration.
Yeah, amazing place.
Can you feel?
Yeah, I can feel. I feel each time I come here.
So for a newcomer, or anyone who hasn't tried it, what is it that you feel as you're sitting here?
I feel a kind of very, very soft vibration in my heart, because the heart is the most sensitive things we have as human beings. The heart is such much more, now I will say something which really sounds strange to many people, but the heart is more intelligent than the mind. Sometimes when we meditate, we have a condition and experience and we cannot understand it. And then I asked Chariji, but how come? He said, because the mind has limitation, the heart has not. So when you have an experience, you just put this experience in your heart and then your intuition will tell you what it is. And I did that, and the heart revealed this. So actually, the heart is it's a place in the human being that is so wonderful with so many qualities. And in my view, each human being is perfect inside. We just have a lot of layers of different things that we need to peel off. So, yeah, and at the end, the perfect version of yourself is present. And that's what I felt when I met Chariji. I felt I met a person who was perfect in all the way he dealt with people, in all the small details he did, even the way he served people tea or interacted with people. It was so beautiful, and the beautiful thing I realized in the meditation in this hall was everybody has these qualities. It is just his teacher before him, his master, had removed all these layers with him, and he's trying to do the same with us now. Like the present master in our system, also Kamlesh Patel, he's doing the same thing.
Also known as Daji,
yeah.
With the G again.
Yeah, exactly.
Chariji.
And so for me, these people, for me, I have met two of them, and they're just the perfect version of them. And I know that they can make me into the perfect version of myself also, because right at this moment, everybody has a perfect version of themselves inside, but it's hidden under a lot of layers. And that's why the meditation is like peeling an onion. And that's why you feel when you meet spiritual people, you can feel that the way they are kind to everybody, the way they interact with everybody, they have this seemingly love to everybody. They're people that you realize very quickly there's something very special with persons like that. Yeah. And that's the thing that I wanted as a young man. I thought I also want to be like that.
Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah. So that's why I have been doing it for 20 years.
So I have something, no, just please sit. Or stay if you don't
I stay here. That's okay.
I need to have a layer peeled. So when I show you this image, this might have been around the time where you met him.
Yeah, this is just a little around that time, and I think actually this picture, as far as I remember, is taken in France. And he used to travel, and the interesting thing, his teacher before him was called Babudi. He was just a person who was a sales director in a big Indian company. He was like, I'm a diplomat. He was just meditating like I was meditating. And then suddenly his master said, you have to be the next master when I die, because it's important that you have somebody who keeps things at the ground. So not all kind of interesting story comes that, oh, he came to Europe on a cloud, or no, he came by the SAS plane and things like that.
Because people would do that.
Yeah, no, but people will make up all kind of stories. Yeah. And he had no idea that he's going to be chosen for this job. And he said in the beginning, but I cannot do it. Like when he chose his successor, Kamlesh Patel, Daji, who is a pharmacist and have different pharmacist shops in New York. He was just also meditating, having this job, and he had no idea. And I remember seeing when he was appointed like that, he was just holding his hands over his head and saying, "Oh no." I mean, they didn't want this job.
So this is not for power?
No. And that's why always it's given to the ones actually who don't want. Because if you
humility.
Yeah, but also if you have a person who wants power, it's not a good idea to give persons power like that. It's always should be the ones who actually don't want, they're the good one. But anyway, they were chosen for this job. So he had to retire from his company work, and then he spent all his time doing this. And that's how I met him when he came to Denmark. As you see, he just traveled along. He had like polo shirts or other things. He traveled. He looked like we are looking. I mean, of course, in India he'll wear Indian clothes, and what I liked about him that he was very natural. Even though I could feel he was really a spiritual master of high caliber. He was natural, so funny. I mean, I tell you, I have the best laughs in my life with him. Also self-ironic and making fun of himself and others. I mean, in a nice way. So he was like, I felt he had all the qualities that what we say, like a really, really fantastic, good person has. And that's why I said, I will also like to have that. And once he told me, you have already these things, but they're hidden in you. So doing the meditation, during the years, I peel off a little layer. I cannot just peel off everything is too much, so we have to do it slowly. And I was always, as an Aries, very eager to get there very fast, and he always told me, don't worry, you will make it, but you have to do slowly. I mean.
And it's funny because now you mentioned astrology. He was a Leo in the first degree of Leo. That is the sign of the king or the queen, and that is a very humorous and playful sign. So that matches this description.
But the interesting thing to know is, as I said, they didn't choose this job. It was given to them, and they cannot refuse.
So a good king will be humble, that wants to serve from the
but
heart.
Also
the sign of Leo is also to follow your heart. And I guess that is what he's inspiring people to do.
And the same with Daji, that is the same. He also was given this job. He didn't want it, but then he had to retire from his company that now his sons are taking over. And he's dedicating his whole life to this. And when it happened, when he said, "Oh, come, his name is Kamlesh. Come, Kamlesh, we are going now. I'm going to appoint my successor." And Kamlesh was going along, very interesting. Who's this going to be, like that. And he was sitting all in at the room.
At the side.
And all the way in the end. And then he said, and he read this, because he wanted it to be videotaped so everybody could see. And then he said, Kamlesh Patel, and they turned the camera, and he was literally just sitting like this.
Oh no.
Oh no, no, but he knows what kind of job it is. It's not an easy job because a lot of people come to you with so many things. And he knew he had no way of, he had to accept it, but I mean, it was not his choice. He was just coming along. He had no idea what's going to happen. I mean, so that's the beautiful thing also, that always the teacher leaves behind a representative, so that you keep things on the ground, that the system is kept on the ground, the techniques of, I mean, it doesn't lose, in Danish you call jordforbindelse. I mean, you don't use your earth connection and start flying off in all kind of directions. So that's why he always told us it's important.
You both have earth connection and spiritual connection.
But the point is to have a person who keeps things grounded.
Yes.
It's very, very important.
So, before we leave here, without saying anything, just look at him and then just
It's beautiful, I mean.
Remember, because a lot of the people who probably see this are going to have like, oh.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah. But he's still here, but not in physical form.
So we don't have to miss him.
No. Yeah, you can still miss him, but he's always with you. And that's why, for example, when my mother died, I also suddenly one evening had the feeling that she came. I could really feel her presence. So like that, it happened. Like in people who have not experienced this, maybe they have experienced it with their lost grandparents or parents, like that. That suddenly they feel their presence.
Yes.
Because actually, like he explained to me, you don't die. The soul just leaves the body like you get out of a car. It doesn't go anywhere. So the people that we love are actually next to us all the time. They never left.
So basically you cannot lose love.
No.
It's a misconception.
Yeah, completely.
Yes.
And you cannot die. It is impossible. Your body dies, but you don't die. You are not your body. And that's what you experience in meditation, actually. I had the experience in this room, that suddenly I felt, when you can feel yourself, I suddenly felt myself out here. where there's nothing.
Yes.
And that's why I had this spiritual understanding that the soul is actually not inside the body. The body is inside the soul.
Yes.
So if this is me, then of course when I'm not in my body, I'm still here, no? I didn't go anywhere.
So there's no need to fear death, is what you're saying.
And when you
basically.
have this experience, you stop being afraid. And that's why you see a lot of spiritual people that they don't seem to have any fear, because they know that you cannot die. And all kind of fears, if it's for snakes or dogs, it's always the base fear is always the fear of death.
Yeah.
But if you lose that, but then you're not afraid of anything. Why should you be afraid? Because you cannot die. It is not possible.
And another fear would also be the fear of losing love.
Yeah, exactly. And you cannot lose that, because the people who love you and you love them, they will always be with you. They never go anywhere. They're always with you. And if you're sensitive, you can feel their presence.
Until, because for someone who's not so much in contact with this would be a mental information that they might need proof of.
And I think the best thing is always, don't believe it. Try it yourself and get your own experience. Like, for example, I love good coffee. And if you tell me, oh, this Lavazza is fantastic like that, I will never get the same experience as if I drink it and say, wow, that is truly a good coffee, you know, like that. So I always tell people, please don't believe me. I want you actually not to believe what I'm telling you. I want you to try it and get your own experience. And I've had people afterwards who come and who got this experience. I was so happy about it because it meant much more to them if they feel it themselves. Instead of hearing, oh, Martin, he had this feeling, great for him, but what does it help you? So that's why I like this system. It's a do and feel system. You get your own experience. Yeah.
And as we're walking here...
It's a fantastic place. I love this place.
Have you been walking here with Chariji?
Yeah, many times. Because as he got older, we needed to also make sure he got exercise. So we took him for walks and we came down here and we walked also all the way this path up here and like that. And of course we had to support him. So we hold him under the arm.
When he got older.
Yeah, under the arm and helped him, you know. Like for me, it was like, I mean, it was so naturally for me to help him, and there was also others like that. And then, of course, you have people who say, oh, you cannot hold him because of the energy, and, you know, there's always some people who...
That's, of course, maybe for people from India.
Exactly, but they misunderstand. I say, maybe it's for you like that, but for me, I have no problem holding him. I mean, it's just, you will always, in any organization, you will always find misconception, and also in India, you have this tradition of touching the feet. And I remember my first master, Chariji's master called Babuji, he used to tell the Danes when they saw all the Indians touching his feet, he said, after a long time of cleaning, they will stop doing this. I mean, so I mean, it's just
because they will recognize themselves.
No, because it's a way to show your reverence for somebody when you do it. But some people also do it because they feel if they touch somebody, a spiritual person, they will get something. But it doesn't work like that.
Oh, like that.
You cannot just steal some spiritual condition. It doesn't work like that. So that's why I have seen sometimes they accept it from people that they know doing it with reference and not wanting something. Because sometimes people think, oh, if I touch a spiritual master, I will be blessed and things like that. It doesn't work like this.
If you, as we're walking here through this beautiful garden of hearts, that came to be a part of Heartfulness in 92, as we talked about. Why is it important for a practitioner, or an abhyasi as we call it, to have a master? What is the role of the master in the everyday life for the practitioner?
When you are...
or the teacher?
In many fields, no matter if you do sports or whatever, I mean, you need some trainer. You can, for example, say like this. You can borrow a book in the library about how you do exercise sport, and you can try it out at home to do exercising. But if you are in a gym with a personal trainer, we all know it's going to be a different thing. Same in spirituality. You can get a book from the library, read about it, and try to do it at home. But if you have a teacher who himself has been taught and gone the same way from the beginning as a new person, at the end to master himself, that's why you become a master, because you master yourself. So it means everybody can learn to master themselves. So the teacher's job in the beginning is to teach you these things until he makes you realize that actually you have your own teacher or master or guide inside yourself who can help you at each moment in your life through the voice of your intuition. And that's why when you are on the spiritual path, you learn very much to trust your intuition.
So that's kind of like you have a connection to your own higher self,
yeah.
which is a part
Yeah.
of a bigger web, which we call unity consciousness.
Yeah, exactly. And the higher self is something very interesting, but that we can speak about another time. But the thing is that each person have a higher self, which is part of this, you can say it's like the soul, and the lower self is the ego. And the ego is, and then that's why my experience in life is that the ego is actually what's mess up people's lives. Because the ego is always eager and gets affected by so many things, while the higher self knows, but I'm perfect in the way I am already. So what is all this rushing around? That's why the problem is. But this definition about the ego and the higher self is something that we can speak about for 1 hour. So we leave it like that. So the main function of the teacher, the master, or the guide is to make you realize that you have all the qualities that you are looking for already now. They're just hidden inside yourself. So in this way, you have to go here first, because otherwise we get all the trees. And
as a diplomat, you're also a gentleman.
Yeah.
So,
but so that's the importance of the teacher, that he can.
Just a second.
Yeah.
Look here, the light between the trees.
It's beautiful.
And all the way to the top here, and I think we have.
There's Susan up there.
Susan,
she's one of the people who live in the ashram, and she's
meditation center. Yes.
Yeah, and she takes care of. She has been involved in clearing all this area together with you, actually.
Yes.
And another guy called John Dick.
And many other people.
Yeah, many other people. But this is, I think it's Lørstad, what was his name? Lørstad, who made this place originally.
Yes, exactly.
So that's why you see all these stones, and you have these engraves in the stone. And the funny thing about this, maybe we will see it later, I don't know, but there's a place where there's a stone that actually has the same symbol as our meditation symbol from India. This was by chance engraved in this stone, so that's why people felt when this place came for sale. It was a timeshare that went bankrupt, and then we have some people practicing in this system who had a summer house just next to this place, who know that this was available. So then we were a lot of people who donated money, so we got this beautiful place. So we have a place where we can have retreats, and we can be up to 2,000 people here.
And it's thanks to Chariji.
Yeah.
Chariji.
Yeah, he was here with us when we found this place, and we were missing people, and then he was sitting outside on a little bench, and he was sitting receiving donations, because we just missed a little to be able to get it, and he managed to get people to donate from all over Europe. And since then, people from all over Europe come here. In the summertime, we have big seminars. We also have a very popular seminar called the Family Seminar, where people can bring family members and things, people who also don't meditate, and everybody's here. Lots of activity for kids. And kids, they love it, because they have friends from all over Europe coming here, and even people from outside, they come to visit the place. But of course, because of COVID now, we cannot have that.
Yeah, and if you go back on the channel, you will see other interviews with youngsters who came here from when they were children and who were brought up in this environment. And
here normally there's a nice bridge, but it's been renovated.
Yes, of course it needs to be restored. So, and just as you just mentioned, this is based upon volunteer work and donations.
Yeah, it is.
You can always go to our vradsande.dk website to donate if you want to help.
Because the reason that this system always it's meant like that is because in India, where it all started, there's people who have literally no money. Yes. So everybody should be able to meditate. So that's why I like it very much that also I give a fixed donation every month. And I like it because everybody can participate. There's students or people who are on retirement, they cannot afford, and they can participate. Of course, because we are what's called an almennyttig forening in Denmark, we need to have membership because it's part of the law. So people pay a membership fee, but students and retired people, they pay a lesser fee, like that. So everything is here maintained by voluntarily work. Like me also at the moment, I'm a secretary in the organization. And I'm doing everything voluntarily, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we all have our different roles.
Yeah.
Like I'm with the media
you are doing
team
media
and,
team and
and just let us for a second stand right here, because there's an amazing view of
that balcony is also, now we talk about memories. When we talk about memories, this place is Chariji used to sit out there, and people used to sit all over wherever you were sitting here in this whole area, and he used to give meditation sessions like that.
For hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah,
of
because
people.
we cannot, like sometimes when he was old, he was not able to walk, so instead of walking down the hall, we just told him, but if you just sit there. So he sat outside on the balcony, and everybody was just sitting around in the nature, like getting sittings like that, yeah.
And what did you feel?
The interesting thing was, first time I experienced this, what I thought, okay, maybe in the hall it's more powerful. It was exactly the same. So it just meant I learned that it's not the place. It is that if you are where the sitting takes place, you will get it. For example, now we have a lot of sittings online because of COVID, and people feel the same thing. But of course, if you come to a place like this where only meditation takes place, you will feel it in the atmosphere. Like I said before, you can feel it. But when we got the sittings there, it was amazing sittings, I tell you. I mean,
So as on the main logo it says purity weaves destiny. I mentioned that in other interviews for the ones who still... when you say all of these things, it sounds like as if something has been purified here, or what is it that makes it so?
It is, for example, if you have a place like this, that main activity that happens here is meditation. Of course it has an effect on the place. Everything you can say is so-called charge. I mean, it's charged like you charge a phone. You can also charge a place with energy.
With different types of energy.
Yeah, of course, a different kind of energy.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a divine energy that people say, okay, what is that? But when you experience it, like I said before, you will feel, it's like that. You can feel something tingling in your heart, and you can feel it starts. It goes on for maybe 45 minutes. You can feel it stops.
So do you have to believe or be open to it?
No, you don't have to believe
have
it.
A special, because not everybody perhaps feels it physically.
But the nice thing is, it's like, for example, if you and me took a plane from Copenhagen to Nice.
Yes.
I'm sitting at the window, looking, we are passing Frankfurt. You're sitting in the aisle. You don't see we are passing Frankfurt. But you still pass Frankfurt. So it means if you get a meditation and you don't see things or you don't feel things, you're still getting it.
Yes.
You are not aware of you getting it. But as you meditate more and more, you become more and more sensitive.
Yes.
And my feeling is the more I meditate, the more sensitive I was. So in this way also, I could feel that this place, when I just entered now with my daughter in the car, I literally just enter the place, I feel the atmosphere immediately.
Yes.
There's a change.
Yes.
And of course, because I meditated for 28 years, my heart is sensitive to these things.
Yes.
But the nice thing is, everybody can experience it. It's just a matter of how you live your life.
Yes.
And now, before you said about, that's also one of the reasons I became vegetarian, because if you eat a lot of meat, you become more thick, so to speak. I mean, your
not only.
I mean, not like, I mean, it's a way that you kind of make a shell around yourself. You become more dense. That's why, for example, spiritual people take medicine. They take children doses. Yeah. Because if you take the normal one that people get to penetrate all their layers, I mean, they have the normal pill, which is made for normal people. But that's why our master also, he used to take only children doses, because you needed very little to have the same effect, because all this kind of, you can call heaviness in your system, it is not there. And if you eat meat, you get a lot of fear in your system, you become heavy.
Yes.
And when you become a vegetarian, you feel you're more light. And this is, of course, something people can try. They can just stop eating meat for 3 months and they will experience it.
The same with alcohol?
Alcohol also, let's say, if you get a really deep sitting, you get a kind of intoxication. You feel it. If you drink alcohol, it's also intoxication, but it's heavy. So it means it pulls your nice condition down. Then you get a sitting, wonderful light condition, you drink and you got drunk, you pull your condition down. So after going up and down like this, as a spiritual person, at some stage you come, which way do I want to go? Up or down? And that's why,
like an elevator.
That's why I started reducing alcohol, and now I have not been drinking for 25 years. But it's just that it has a spiritual effect on you if you drink, because it ruins your condition. So it doesn't mean that it's not allowed to drink alcohol. It just means if you want to become more and more refined and light, you have to leave this behind. But it's your choice. Nobody says you have to do it.
And that's why we have times of Ekadashi, which is a fasting.
Yeah, and things like that. But we are not fasting in the system as such, but it means some people do it. They take 1 day a week and they don't. It's also good for your intestines. So it's not that it's not do and don'ts. It's a spiritual reason why people choose not to drink alcohol if they're spiritual. In this system and other system. Because the alcohol, it's a heavy kind of intoxication.
Yes.
And spiritual conditions are a lifetime of intoxication.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can see here all the work that has been done.
Yeah, that's
it's amazing.
From when you came, because we saw an image of where Chariji was given the sitting, and there was trees all over.
Here was trees all over, but now they have cleared it, which has made it much, much nicer.
So beautiful, so much work being done. But there's something special about working for heartfulness. What is it that it does do to you?
For example, I started doing volunteer job because everything is volunteer. So the first time I came here, what can I do? I signed up. You can do everything. Okay, I will help with the cooking. So I peel potatoes, and when you have to feed so many people, I tell you it's a lot of potatoes and carrots and things like that. Later on, I did other work.
Yes.
Later on, I also became in charge of this whole organization in Denmark, later on in Scandinavia. Then I was asked, because I move around a lot in the world as a diplomat, so when I was not here, it was different. I got another role. At the moment, I'm secretary. I mean, so we all do different jobs.
Yeah, I started in the garden.
Yeah,
I used to
exactly. So everything is done by voluntary job.
Yeah. And it gives something special.
Yeah, and you feel, the funny thing is, one thing that also will sound strange to people is you can have a spiritual development also by just doing volunteer job.
Yes.
It is so funny, but it's like that. Yes. It doesn't mean you only get spiritual development if you sit down in the hall and meditate all day. You can just have one sitting and then you can be doing the cooking and you will get the same.
Yes.
And that's an interesting thing to realize. Yes. That also when you're a parent, I have 2 kids. When I was, instead of having sittings, I was with my kids instead for a daughter or son or whatever. I could feel that I also got the sitting as much as if I was in the hall. So I asked him, Chariji. He said, yes, of course, because you're doing another kind of job, looking after your kids. Yes. So you will still get the same as if you were sitting there.
So it's a transmission that is floating. It's like an ocean.
You realize that you can meditate with open eyes. People think, I can only meditate if I sit like this. No. You can get a sitting while walking around when you're working and things like that. You will get the same benefit. And this is also something you realize, that meditation is actually something that goes on all the time.
Yeah.
And that's also why in this system we have a special technique which is called constant remembrance. And if you're able to master that technique, you are actually in a meditative state 24 hours a day. Even though you're working, sleeping, whatever, you are still meditating. Yes. Because the inside is meditating all the time.
Okay.
So here you see the back side. And that's why
the backside of
of the house where our teacher Chariji is staying, and or our teacher Daji is staying when he's here. And there he gave sitting from this, and all of these people were sitting also where we came from.
Now
and this when we bought this, it was a swimming pool, but then we changed it into a playground for kids. So. Ja. Her på kanten herovre, vi kan sidde her, for det er bedre at sidde.
So I have one question. Oh, here was the child. Forgot.
Yeah.
I mean, one more question.
Yeah.
If you were to just tune in to Chariji, and what would he say to you and to us right now here on his birthday, as we are celebrating him all over the world? There's live meditations from all over the world, especially India. We have here in Denmark as well. Like that soul, that core essence that you say never dies. We can feel that it will be there eternally. If you tune in to him right now, What would he think about this?
No, what I think he would be mainly happy about is that we are still practicing the system, because you can start a practice, you can stop it, but the more you do it, the more it benefits you spiritually. So I think he will be happy that we are still following it, even though he's not here, and that we also realize that teachers come and go, and the next teacher, which is a fully perfect version of himself, which is Daji now, it's the same. What I felt of quality inside Chariji, I can feel it's exactly the same in Daji. It's the same. For me now, when I meet him and I visit him and I'm in an ashram where he is and he talks, when I sit there, it's exactly like the old times where I used to sit with Chariji. And I know people who have meditated so long that they also was with the master before Chariji was called Babudi. They say it's the same feeling, which just indicates that inside we are all the same. Maybe the shape outside is different. Maybe you are a woman, I am a man. But the soul has no sex, it has no age. No. So that's the beautiful thing, that when you connect to the essence, everything is one. And that's why all the spiritual masters have always said that everything is one. And this is again something, like I said before, please don't believe this. Please try it yourself. Because when you try it yourself and you experience that, I mean, you will never forget it. It's like, and I talk with Chariji about, he says when you have these kind of experiences, like crossing a bridge, you cannot go back. Like this kind of realization, you will not forget.
Because you kind of woke up to
and that's why, exactly. And the beautiful thing is, you're always at the beginning. You can keep learning each time. Now, when I visit our present master, Daji, he still teach me something each time I go. It will never end. And that's the beautiful thing, that imagine you're on the most favorite excursion as a kid, and it never stops. I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, no, but that's what I feel. I mean, I was this wonderful excursion, and it never ends. And the day I leave this form, it will still continue. And all the people I love who has left before, I will meet them again. So that's the beautiful thing, that death does not exist. It is the biggest illusion ever created, is death. It doesn't exist.
And so this is eternal.
Yeah.
So it's a really good idea if something will keep on going to make it a joyful.
Yeah, exactly.
journey,
And that's why I liked about Chariji, like I mentioned in the beginning, he was so joyful. I mean, so funny. I mean, amazing funny. I mean, we had the biggest laugh ever. And what I liked is that he was completely natural. Like we saw movies, videos with him in the evening, whatever film was in the moment, you know, like.
So he was open to science
but some people
fiction
say, people like a spiritual master cannot see the Matrix. Why not? I mean, so this is just the thing that people have misunderstood. What is a spiritual master? A spiritual master means a normal person who have mastered themselves, and everybody can do it. And this is just a question that you just start, and if you go along as you should, I mean, you will get certain steps, and hopefully we will reach the goal. But the nice thing is this wonderful journey, and just to be on the road is fantastic. I mean, so like I said, the perfect school outing as a kid that never stops. I mean, that's what I feel, that it's important to be positive and happy. And even though in these COVID times, it also has some good things. People are home together, families are together, not everybody out. Kids don't see their parents because they're working all the time. Now people are working from home, kids see their parents more.
So the home is also the inside, right?
Like exactly. So it's a way that suddenly people have realized, okay, and also value, wow, I'm so happy my grandparents are alive, I can spend time with them and things. Because before, people were so busy with their own lives and their own achievement and wants and things like that, they forgot a little like that. And if you, for example, see kids, when you ask kids, please paint what makes you most happy, most kids will paint the whole family together.
Oh, yes, true.
And this is right. So COVID also had a good thing. Yes. We spend more time together. We realize actually what is important.
We feel ourselves.
But also it is important I can spend time with my grandparents actually. Because suddenly if they're not there anymore, I mean, I will miss them, which is naturally like this. So I think that we also have to look at the positive things of side, even though it's so bad. What also happened with all this, it also has some positive elements if we can look at it.
But isn't it all about the open heartfulness, and trusting that whatever process is there's no such thing as good or bad.
Yeah.
I have been told that he actually, Chariji, once quoted the Shakespeare quote, "There's no such thing as good or bad, only thinking makes it so."
It's true.
So that would mean that there's not a bad thing about COVID. There's a higher divine purpose if we
but it's also a way for us to know that, of course, I mean, it started by most likely some people eating things they should not and mixing it with their own human, like it started in a weird way. I mean, a lot of illnesses because that we eat certain things from animal that maybe if they're sick and we eat it, we get sick and it mutates. And I'm not a doctor, but it's not the first time. COVID is actually SARS number 2. Yeah. It happened before. Last time they were able to stop it. And it will not be the last illness either. So it's just that I feel that I try to look at it positively and I do what I can to avoid it, like we shake hands like that. Yeah. I wash my hands, I do what I can, but I don't want to live in fear either.
Fear is a closed heart.
No, but also I believe really if I'm supposed to get it, I can sit and hide in Greenland. I will get it. I know this. This is my personal conviction. Yeah. So you should do what you can, but not live in fear either. I mean, because it's important, and that's what I feel meditation is doing. It helps cleaning out a lot of fear in the system, and it makes you take one step at a time and be happy for what you have now, and not of always looking in the future. And
so let's stop it there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that was one thing. Be happy for what you have.
Exactly.
Now.
Yeah. And then Chariji, I love that he had a quote. He said, "It's expect not and thou say not be disappointed." That's a wonderful quote also. I mean, because it just shows that just try to be happy what you have and try
no
to...
expectation.
Yeah, but also learn a little about that maybe there's a reason why you're in this situation now. Maybe you learn something, and later on when people go through difficult times, later on they understand, there was actually something, I learned something by this experience. And I know a lot of people now have been alone, also in country in France where you're literally only allowed to go 100 meters from your house. It was so difficult to be alone with themselves. They had not tried that. And the funny thing, when you meditate, you learn to appreciate to be alone with yourself in meditation. It's so wonderful. And again, please don't believe me. Try it out and you will experience it yourself. And that's much better than to hear me say it's great.
Good. So we ended with that, and let's also have a big happy birthday
to our dear master, who's still here, but not in physical form. So I think he's smiling now. That's my feeling. Thank you.
I think you're right. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
So remember that you can see a lot of different live videos from Chandra also tomorrow, from India. And every week here in Denmark we have interviews or we have meditations. You just go to our Facebook pages, Heartfulness Meditation Denmark or Vrads Sande Heartfulness Meditation Center. Here on YouTube, you're very welcome to follow us for new updates from this amazing place.
And by the way, at the end, everybody can do this, because some people always ask me, but it's difficult to meditate. Nonsense. It's not difficult at all.
Only if you say so.
Yeah, but also this system is so simple that everybody can do it. And that's why just give it a shot and experience things yourself. Like